Right, we are in Teachery, and I'm gonna just fumble my way through this. I am not an expert, and I just want to show you that because I want you to see how intuitive it is, and I don't want you to feel like you have to go and take like a bazillion lessons to set this up. So I have not looked at any. I'm sure there are tutorials out there. I have not looked at them. We're just fumbling our way through this. All right, so what I have done at this point is I just set up a product. That's all I did, and I'm gonna click on it here and show you. And so, you know, it's just called sample product. Obviously, a lot of thought went into that one. So this would be like your download page. So you can have like a getting they call it a get started page. And it can just be like, hey, thank you for purchasing. If you have questions, here's how to get a hold of me. You don't have to have it. It gives you this little option to remove it. Um, Course progress line. So if someone makes their way through the course, it shows them their progress. Again, you can also get rid of that. For example, if this was just a digital product, if this was not a course, like when I say course, I'm talking about something with multiple lessons, whether it's written, whether it's video. But if you were just selling one thing, whether it was a template or something like that, where there's just one page and you're just giving someone a download link, you don't need to have a getting started. You don't need to have a course progress bar. So you could just click this to delete all that, okay? Because you wouldn't need it. If you're just saying, hey, thanks for purchasing the template, here's the download link, that's all you got to do. But if you did have a course and there was multiple pages, multiple videos or modules or however you wanted to structure that, you could have this progress bar here. Um, and so what I would say there, welcome to this sample course. And I'm going to say, if you need anything or have questions, email me at info@indiebizchicks.com. And then for this, I just put this as a sample product to show you what Teachery looks like, which is what it is. All right, so that's that page. Now you'll see that things are automatically saved, so you don't have to worry about forgetting to save your work and then losing everything that you put into it. You can preview what things look like. And so those are the changes that we made. And if you click here on style your course, you can change everything. Like this gives you so much customization. We'll play with that in a little bit. All right, let's go to add lesson. All right, even before we add lesson, I want to show you all of the lesson drip options because there's a lot. Okay, so you could have um, a specific day that a course starts. So let's say that you were having a live course and it was going to go from September 1st through September 15th or whatever it was. You could have everything, you could set all of this up, set your lessons up, and say that it starts on September 15th. People could buy it today, which is August 13th, as you can see from that date, but they wouldn't see any of the lessons until September 5th or September 1st. I'm sorry, September 1st through the 15th is when your course is happening. So you could set things up and publish them in the future. So if you wanted to do like a live cohort type style class where everyone starts on the same day, you could do that. You could have like an evergreen course that people purchase and the lessons are dripped out. You could have it just when they sign up, they get all the lessons at the just the first day. Or you could set things up manually. So if you wanted people to get one lesson a week, then you could have the first lesson be the day they sign up, and then you could set a schedule so that every 7 days they get a new lesson for however many lessons there are. Or you can have them complete the course and then they'll unlock the next lesson. So if they wanted to sit there on a weekend and binge the whole thing, like if you had 8 lessons or whatever, and they just wanted to boom, boom, boom go through it, they could do that. As long as they click complete, they would get the next lesson. So you can set all of that up. Course expiration. If you are only letting people have access to a course for a set amount of time, then you could set a course expiration, and then when they log in, they're no longer able to access it after that expiration. So, for example, this could be a way for you to give previews of a full course. Like if you had, let's say, 4 modules and you're going to give people a preview of module 1 and they can access it for a week and then they need to decide if they want to upgrade to the full 4 module course or if they're just, going to fall by the wayside, you can set a course expiration. I do know some people that only allow access to a course for a year and then people can't access it. If they want to have that information again, they have to buy the course again. Um, Obviously, there are some people who feel if you buy it once, you should have lifetime access. So that's something for you to decide how you want to run things. But there is an option to give an expiration date. So, like I said, you can have everyone start on the same day if you're going to do a live cohort. You can drip it out. Everyone gets all the lessons the first day they buy the course. Or you can have it be a week out, and then you can have they have to complete a button or complete a lesson and press the button. With this set manually and making the lessons go week by week, this is a good option if you are doing payment plans. That way, if you have people on a payment plan, if you give them all the lessons and they watch everything, they download everything, and then they don't make their future payments, well, they got the content, right? But if you only give out lessons every week, you can kind of stagger those lessons so that they have to make their next payment before they get the next lesson. So just something to think about there if you are doing payment plans. All right, so we're going to click on the add lesson. And I'm just going to call it lesson 1. And it's letting you know that this is going to be a draft until you choose to publish it. So just because you're creating it, it will save automatically, but you do have to choose publish before your students would see it. So we're going to go create lesson. And if you had downloads, you can put them there. If you want to call people's attention to it, you could just put the lessons within the text. If you have a transcript, like if you had a video and you have a transcript, you could put that there. These are just pre-placed items to, like I said, draw attention. If you're not using it, click that little minus sign and it will delete it. And again, if you don't want to have this little call out box, you can delete it. Alright, so I have a link to put in here that I grabbed. I grabbed a link to a fall content and promo plan since it's middle of August when I'm recording this, so I just grabbed that real quick. So I'm just gonna write fall content and promo plan, and then I'm gonna highlight it. I am going to put in the link and click insert, and then that is there. Um, if you don't like this color, you can change everything under the style options, which I'll show you, but we're just doing this for right now. So let's say I wanted to add a video. Alright, so I'm going to click here on this add content block. I'm going to click the plus sign. And let's say, so you can add text and image, or you can add embed code. So embed code would be like a video embed. So let's go ahead and click that. And then you can put in your embed code here. Alright, so I have an embed code for a video. It is just a random video. And it is not pasting, so hold on while I grab that embed code again. Alright, there we go. Okay, so this is just one of the latest videos that I made. You know, it's not going to go together. This is just a sample. So this is actually a video preview of a Claude skill, and then that resource was the fall content plan. It doesn't go together, and I understand that. This is just to show you how to do it. I did not pre-plan all this. We are on the fly. We are fumbling our way through it. So we're going to click save. Alright, and so I can just write lesson 1, and well, that says lesson 1. So we'll say fall planning, and we'll pretend that that is a video about fall planning. It is not. It is about a Claude skill. This is where you can write out things that pertain to your lesson. If you could give your lesson in just text, you could write it there. I'm just going to copy and paste this sentence because I don't really have anything to write. But I want to show you what it would look like if you had a paragraph there. Alright, so it saves automatically. If you had more things, you could add to it, like if you had more videos, if you had more text, if you have more downloads, you could put them right in the text, right? It doesn't have to go there. So I am going to get rid of this transcript area. That's how you do that. And if you wanted to have more lessons, you could go over here and click. Remember, this is automatically saved, so you don't have to worry. If you wanted to have a sub lesson, if you wanted to have another lesson, whatever you wanted to do. So you could also think of these as more like modules, and then the sub lessons are, the lessons within the module. So you can think of it that way as well. So I went back to the main course page here, and you will see that the lessons get stacked here on this little welcome page. So I wanted to show you a couple things at the top of this lesson page. So right now it's in draft. If we hit publish, it's going to be published and students can see it. So let's go ahead and click publish. And it's asking you to confirm that you want to publish it. So now it's published. Now over here where it says actions, um, if you wanted to copy the lesson URL, like if somebody had a question, you could send them right to this lesson. If you want to edit the URL, if you want to edit the drip schedule, remember this is how you can say if you want to have all the lessons available on a certain date, or all the lessons available as soon as someone purchases, or if you wanted to drip them out, like on a schedule, you could do that. If you were going to create another course, you could copy this lesson to that course, which I think is really cool because sometimes you need to have information from, one course to another. Like for example, if you were selling, let's say, templates and you wanted to have a little walkthrough of how to like edit the templates in Canva or whatever, you could just copy that to, and I know it says course, but just think of it as a download. It's not, it doesn't have to be a course. You can be selling Canva templates, okay? But you could copy that lesson to all of those template downloads that you sell, and then you would just like change the link to the download, but you'd still have your little walkthrough of Canva and how somebody can edit something in Canva, right? So there are times when it's nice to just, it's going to save you time if you can just copy a page to another lesson. You can duplicate this lesson. You can also delete the lesson if you wanted to duplicate it. Obviously you just change what you needed to change out. Let's go ahead and make another lesson just so I can show you what it looks like on the preview. So we're going to click add lesson, and this is going to be looking very familiar to what you just saw. Same stuff here. You have your resources, you have your lesson text area, you can put videos. I'm just going to fill this out real quick and publish it. That way you can see what it looks like on the main course page. Alright, so what I did is I actually I just changed that to plan your holiday marketing, and I put these I wanted to show you, you could move these around. So let's say that I wanted to change the order that they appeared.